Hi everyone, my name is James Chen from Cary, Illinois. This is my first year as a solar ambassador with ISEA during the pandemic era. I'm very excited to be here today to share with you my solar journey. I heard that from somewhere that we are the first generation that feel the effect of climate change and the last generation that can do something about it. As a EPA consultant myself at one point of my career, I totally echo that. On top of that, it is one of the most sound financial investment one can make for themselves and for their family. Imagine a 25% annual return guaranteed for the next 25 years for as long as the sun rises. That is much better than what I could do for myself. Just look at my 401k in the last 4-5 months during the pandemic era. I know I cannot beat that. Now I have 36 panels on my roof providing 100% of my electricity usage. And let me share that in much more detail in the following PowerPoint presentation.
To you. Point number one, Illinois has one of the best return on investment in the country, which is hard to believe because of common sense told us that California, Florida, Arizona, and Texas, they have many more sunny days, much longer summertime than we do, and naturally they should have a better return on investment than us, the northern states, where we have long winter time and very far north. But it is not true, and let me tell you why. Okay, my system cost, for example, is over $34,000. It's one of the biggest systems because usually residential systems are rated up to 10 kilowatt, and I have an 11.4 kilowatt system. My federal tax credit is 30% of the system cost back in 2019, and it's slightly reduced in the year of 2020. So it's $10,393 on the federal tax credit. Our secret weapon here, the game changer, is Illinois SREC payout, which is more than $13,000, about 40% of the system cost. And that brings down my net system cost to $10,000, just over $10,000. I'm using the solar panel, the electricity generated by my solar panel to charge my electric vehicle and also to offset my electricity in my house, which is about $2,800 per year I can save. So the annual return is about 25%, which means that in about 4 years of me owning the system, I will break even, and then I will have this net cash flow for the next 21 years after it break even, total 25 years. Before we talk about point number two, let's touch base on what is Illinois SREC and why is that a game changer. SREC is Solar Renewable Energy Credit. It is something that only a limited number of states has it. Illinois has a very generous program, as you can see. My system in Illinois actually pay for 40% of it, even bigger than the federal tax credit. This incentive program is not available in California, not available in Arizona, not available in Florida. And that's the reason our return on investment, even though we are far north and then have less sunshine than they do, but we have a faster return on investment than they do because of this very generous state level incentive program, which most people don't know about. How do we calculate SREC? Every 1,000 kilowatt hour generated by the system is 1 SREC. In my system, it is expected to generate 14,000 kilowatt hour per year. So that is equivalent of 14 SREC per year. Illinois SREC program actually pay to buy 15-year worth of my SREC generated from my system. So it's 15 years times 14 SREC per year that I generated from my system. It is a total of 210 SREC that they purchased from me in one lump sum check. And how much is 1 SREC? In this following table right here, these numbers here shows you how much per SREC that the state of Illinois is going to pay me. Group number A and group number B, basically just different territory in Illinois, different utility company. As you can see, the system above 10 kilowatt to 2,000 kilowatt, all this area, the SREC are all registered out, all booked up. It's no longer available. When I registered my system back in 2019, I was right here, block 1, which is $72.97. Right now, block number 2 is open for registration, which is $70.05. As you can see, it is less than block 1, and as the time goes on, after the block 2 is built up, it's going to be block 3, which is going to be less, and it's going to be block 4, it's going to be even less. And there is no guarantee after this SREC program is finished whether we will still have a Illinois level incentive program. So the point of this is that the state incentive is reducing, the federal incentive is reducing as well. The time to enter into only-net system is now. Point number 3, find a solar installer who is also a SREC broker. SREC is like a tradable security, even though the price is fixed. If your installer is a SREC broker, meaning that he installed a system for you, and the SREC that generated by your system, he is going to help you sell directly into the market, get the money for you, and take a small management fee, which is usually market rate about 10%, and you have the rest of the money. Versus if your installer is not a broker, then he has to generate the SREC, install the system for you. They have to find somebody else, a broker, to sell that for him, and then that is going to be one additional layer of middleman. So it can be as high, the service fee or the management fee or the brokerage fee can be as high as 25% that they cut out from the SREC that you are supposed to be paid. So make sure that you find somebody who is your solar installer is also a SREC broker. Point number 4, use a hourly program to maximize your net metering. Net metering, a lot of people talk about that. Net metering basically means that if you produce more electricity than you need to use, you are selling electricity to the grid. And when you don't have enough generation from your system, you buy from the grid. But the selling and the buying are at a constant same rate, no matter you are selling or buying. That's the regular net metering program. Talk to your utility supplier. You will find that many of them provide hourly rate program. And this is what it looks like. This is a screenshot of July 17th, which is just 2 weeks ago. And this is an hourly price throughout the day. It can be as low as 1.5 cents. It can be 4 cents high, 6 cents high there, and then it's going down. Depends on the time of the day. In the afternoon, the AC is on. A lot of people crank up the AC, so the price is getting higher. But this is also when our solar panel is producing electricity. So this is where you sell to the grid at a higher price, and you buy it back at a lower price. And for example, like in this time, it's usually where I charge my EV. In the next figure, you can see this is actually my account screenshot from that very same day. That this is the time that I generated more electricity than what I need to use. So all these bars are the money that I get. All the credit that I get into account. And then I leverage that to charge my car in the evening at a much lower rate. And that's how you play the system, generating 1 kilowatt hour, but you can actually consume 2 to 3 in the evening because you buy low, sell high, buy low every hour and every day. Point number 5, you need to look at your entire green energy system where you're trying to figure out your true return on investment. Most people are looking at the return on investment basing only on the electricity cost saving by having a solar system. But what if you actually have an electric vehicle and planning on having one? The government already provided up to $7,500 tax credit per electric vehicle to reduce the cost down to a comparable gas burning engine. So what if you charge your electric vehicle with electron produced by your solar panel and realize the saving on gasoline to calculate your return on investment? If you do, you will actually find your return on investment will be several 100% better than using just the cost of electricity alone. And that's something that's worth considering. And you will be pleasantly surprised. Now let's look at my physical system of the solar panel. I have 21 panels facing south, and then 15 panels facing east. And all those panels are equipped with optimizers, which is pretty useful when you have different kind of shades. If each of the panel can potentially receive in different kind of shading from the surrounding parameters, it is recommended to have that. And not sure what you guys remember on the tip 1, I've mentioned that the total system is 11.4 kilowatt, but the SREC incentive is only cover up to 10 kilowatt. So how did I make it work? The state incentive SREC 10 kilowatt upper limit is not counting the total potential maximum output by the solar panel. It's actually counting only the inverter. So I have a 10 kilowatt inverter, so which means that I can qualify for it, even though my solar panel can potentially make 11.4, but that's only under ideal laboratory type of situation. This is another angle of my solar panels, one of the 3 clusters that I have on my roof. And what you see here in this video clip is the east-facing side. Knowing what I know now, I would do things a little bit differently. First of all, the solar panel should be installed in the south side as much as possible, as that's the most efficient side. The second side, usually between east and west, most of the solar installer would suggest that you do that on the east side. But knowing what I know now, I would do that on the west side instead, because on the west side you will be able to benefit from the sun in the late afternoon hours, where the hourly rate is actually the highest. Remember from tip number 4, that you can see that between 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock, usually the rates are the highest in the day. So if you have solar input during that time of the day, you will have the most leverage compared to if you have that installed on the east. And that's the end of my tour. I hope I answer any question that you might have and give you some useful pointers for your consideration going solar. And if you have any further questions, you can go to Illinois Solar Education website for any further information. Thank you so much.